So okay, let us discuss the third topic of your mathematics NCERT class 12. So the topic here given is matrix. So matrix, basically what does it mean? Let us say that a student S1 has 10 notebooks, and if I represent that number of notebooks as a square bracket 10, then this 10 inside will denote what? Number of notebooks. Okay, so this is with respect to one quantity. So suppose if I have two quantities, for example, the student 1, same student has 6 pens, we can represent this as 10 6 close the bracket. Okay, it means what? Now 10 represents number of notebooks, 6 represent number of pens. Suppose S1 nahi hai, you have S1, S2 and the S3, you have 3 students, then S1 has 10 notebooks and 6 pens. Okay, 10 notebooks and 6 pens. S2 student has 15 notebooks and 10 pens. S3 student has 12 notebooks and 7 pens. Okay, now how we are going to represent? So if you observe here, what is this number of notebooks? What is this number of pens? Okay, now if I represent, before going to this, we'll list things. S1, S2 and S3 are 3 students. First case notebook and this is pens. Correct, right? This is notebook, this is pen. This is notebook, this we have considered it as pen. So S1 has how many notebooks? 10 notebooks. S1 has how many pens? 6. This is 15, 10, 12, 7. Okay. So this all 3 list, whatever was still here, was in which format? It was in sentence form. Now to make it easier, I made it in terms of a table. Table केलोगे ने? So हे table करायचं भी मला मुश्किल होता है. Okay, ये table करने को भी मेरे को दिक्कत है. Though at this point what I'll do, I'll introduce one new thing, that is I'll make square bracket and I'll denote this 10, 15, 12, 6, 10, 7. Okay, so this basically should mean what? First row will be notebook, second row will be pen. So instead of writing this table, I reduced the thing to this. Okay, so orderly arrangement of numbers into a proper order is nothing but known as a matrix. So is nothing but known as the matrix. Now tell me, what is this column? Column is for notebooks, this column is for pens. Okay, so column number kitni hai? This is C1, first column, no? This is column 2. What is this known as? Row. This is row 1, this is row 2, this is row 3. Okay, now tell me here, column 1 represents the number of notebooks present with the 3 students S1, S2 and S3. ठीक है, sentence form मध्ये I am trying to tell you. And column 2 represents number of pens present with 3 students S1, S2 and S3. And column row 1 represent number of notebooks present with S1 and number of pens present with S1. ठीक है, so this is nothing but the orderly arrangement of numbers. This is nothing but known as matrix. So moving on further, we will see the definition of the matrix. What does the definition state says? A matrix is an ordered rectangular array of numbers or functions. Okay, it may be numbers or functions. The numbers or functions are called as entries of the matrix. Okay, so let us see one example. And one more thing to remember here, matrix are always represented in capital alphabets only. Small alphabets मध्ये नसते. Okay, capital alphabet. So it can be 1, 2, 3, 3 plus I, 4 plus 5I, like complex numbers also, 10, root 6, 8, 2 by 3 and all. Okay, so this is one example wherein I have included numbers, complex numbers, irrational numbers and fractions. Okay, all numbers are included, or functions. So let us see one example of function. Function, always matrix is represented in square brackets. Remember to put always square bracket. So x plus y, x plus iy, f of x is equals to 3x plus 2 may be or 1 6 2 plus y 10 plus z x plus a plus ib. So these are different functions. Even functions can be included in the matrix also. It is not that it should have 3 rows and 3 columns only. ऐसा कहीं नहीं है. You can also have an example of 1 2 3 4 0 2. However, this is a rectangular arrangement of arrays or numbers is nothing but known as matrix. The vertical lines in the representation of the matrix is known as columns, and the horizontal lines are known as rows. Okay, so let us discuss the next part in matrix, that is order of a matrix. A matrix having m rows and n columns is nothing but a matrix of order m cross n. You are not going to call it as m cross n. It is actually, we read it as m by n. How it is read? M by n. So I have listed two examples over here. So let us find the order of them. So what they are telling, a matrix having m rows and n columns. M is the rows. It means what? Your order will be m by n. M means what? Number of rows. It means what? First number should be number of rows itself. So therefore m is here. How many number of rows are in this column? In this matrix? 3. So row 1, row 2, row 3. So therefore 3 is the number of rows. Now how many columns are there here? 2 columns. So 3 by 2. Not 3 cross 2 manayachane. We are going to call it as 3 by 2. Okay. So now tell me what is order of this matrix. How many number of rows are there first? Rows is how much? 2. How many columns are there? 3. So order of the matrix is 2 by 3. Here order of the matrix is 3 by 2. Okay. So now let us discuss the general pattern, how we are going to find the order of any matrix. Now if I have a number or an element, suppose A is situated, suppose you have four elements or entries of a matrix now, and you have here B, B, B and B. So what is order of this matrix? 4 by 4. Okay. Now A is situated in which position? First row. So first row, which column it comes? First column. So A11. A11 means first row, first column. This element in which row it comes? First row. Which column it comes? Second column. Okay? Which row it comes? First. Column kudla? Third. So on up till so on if I consider. So therefore it is first row, fourth column or nth column you can consider. Nth column la I'll consider J. Okay? Where J is the nth column. So now this B comes under which row first? Second row. Which column? First column. This comes under 2, 3. So on up till it will be 2j. Okay. Now see row wise. So on up till kudla row मध्ये आलाय? Nth row. So where nth row I'll represent it as I. Okay? I. But which column it is coming? First column. So I1. So this also nth column I'll consider. So therefore which column it is coming? Which row it is coming? Nth row, no? So I'll I2. Ci3, and the last element will be what? Ith row, jth column. Okay, so let us see one example. So 1, 2, 3 are factories, and men and number of workers of men and women are given. So what they are asking us to represent this information in the form of matrix. So 3 by 2 matrix, prescribedly 3 by 2 matrix. So how we are going to represent them? First you are going to put square brackets, then all the information you will write it as 30, 25, 31, 27, 26. Okay, so this is how you represent the number of rows and columns. So now tell me what is order of this matrix? 3 by 2, correct? So order of the matrix is 3 by 2. Now tell me what does the entry in third row, second column represent? 26. Yes, third row, 1, 2 and 3, third row, second column. कुठलाही intersection दोघांचा 26. So what is 26? Number of women workers working in third factory. ठीक है? So the third entry represents number of women working in third factory. So let us see the next example. That is example number 3. What they are telling us: construct a 3 by 2 matrix whose elements are given by Aij is equals to 1 by 2 modulus of I minus 3j. So what you are going to do? So in general, a 3 by 2 matrix is represented as A11, A12. का म्हणजे 3 by 2 means what? 3 rows, 2 columns. ठीक है? So therefore only 2 columns I have ended. A11, A12, A21, A22, A31, A32. What is this element represented as? Aij. Every element is of the form Aij. So what is value of A? So what is value of I in this first element? 1. And what is J? 1. So therefore A11 is equals to, equation काय दिलेला है? What is the equation given? A11 is equals to 1 by 2 I के बदले में what you are going to represent? 1. So 1 minus 3 into 1. 3 into J is what? 1 itself. No. So therefore 3. So now 1 by 2 modulus of 1 minus 3 is how much? 2 by 2 is equals to 1. So A11 is how much? So therefore as soon as you get any number, write in their position. ह्याचं position change करणार मी कशाने? 1. Okay, you are going to put there 1 itself. Now A second element is A21. No, A21. So what is value of I? 2 minus 3 into 1. So what is 1 by 2 modulus of 2 minus 3 is minus 1, but mod I म्हणून plus 1 होता है. So therefore answer is 1 by 2. So the position is here, that is 1 by 2. A21 use kilo. Okay. So if you are using A21, then the position will be here itself. Okay. So now next A31 वापरूया. So A31 is equals to 1 by 2 into 3 minus 1 into 3. So 1 by 2 into 0, which is equals to 0. Correct. So this position you will get it as 0. So talking about this column now, A12 is equals to 1 by 2, 1 minus 3 into 2. So 6, 3 to the 6, 6 minus 1 is 5. 5 का modulus is negative, 5 का modulus is positive 5. So answer is 5 by 2. Understanding? A22 will be 1 by 2, 2 minus 3 by 3 into 2. So therefore answer is 1 by 2. 3 to the 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 minus 4 होता है, त्याचं modulus काय होणार? Plus 4. So answer is 2 itself. Okay. So here answer will be 2. So now talking about the last part, A32 is half 3 minus 3 into 2. So therefore 1 by 2, 3 minus 3 to the 6, 6 minus 3 is 3 by 2. So last answer is 3 by 2. So therefore always represent a matrix in the form of capital A. So here A is the required matrix. Next part of matrix, that is the types of matrix. In types of matrix mainly you have 3 types which we will be seeing here over here. So the first one is column matrix. A matrix is said to be a column matrix if it has only one column. For example, you have here a matrix with a single column is called a column matrix of order. What is the order that you check? How many rows are there? पहला row येणार आहे. First rows will come. So therefore how many rows are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 4 rows. 4 rows by how many columns? 1 column, because it is a column matrix. So therefore 4 by 1. Okay. So the second type of matrix is row matrix. A row matrix is said to be a matrix is said to be a row matrix if it has only one row. For example, you can see here, this is one row. How many columns are there? 4. So 4 columns, 1 row. So with the order of 4 into 1, 4 into 1, no, it is 1 into 4, because pahla always it should come row, after that column. So that is 1 into 4. Okay. So let us see the third part of the in types of matrix, that is square matrix. A matrix is said to be a square matrix if it has same number of rows and same number of columns. Okay. So that is what the definition says: the matrix in which number of rows and columns are equal. So keep this aside, we'll see at an example first. So in this example, how many rows are there? 3 rows. How many columns? 3. So do you see both rows and columns are same? 3 by 3. If your rows and columns are same, then it is known as a square matrix. Okay, so in the types of matrix, the fourth one is a diagonal matrix. So diagonal matrix, what does it says is a square matrix is said to be a diagonal matrix if all its non-diagonal elements are 0. So first, what are diagonal elements, that we will understand. So we will understand what is first diagonal elements. So suppose you have a matrix A like this, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So this is a square matrix. Square matrix पाहिजे ना मला, इकडे बघा square matrix म्हटले. So square matrix, diagonal elements means what? Only these elements. These are known as diagonal elements. But in the same way, if you approach this, these are not diagonal elements. Okay, they diagonal elements नव्हे. Only from left to right, where a line goes, these are known as diagonal elements. So it means what? Other than the diagonal elements, if all elements are 0, then that type of matrix is known as diagonal matrix. So you can see here in second example also, this is a diagonal element. Other than diagonal elements, all are 0. Okay, here also this is a diagonal element, but non-diagonal elements are not there itself. Okay, so this is about diagonal elements. So let us discuss what is a scalar matrix. A diagonal matrix is said to be a scalar matrix if all its diagonal elements are same or equal. ठीक है, so diagonal matrix असायला पाहिजे, हे बाकीचे सगळे 0 0 असायला पाहिजे, आणि whatever the diagonal elements are there, they should be same or they should be equal. So if you see here 6 and 6, here also one element, non-diagonals does not exist. Understanding about scalar matrix? A scalar matrix is a diagonal matrix. This you understand first. Okay, so last two types of matrices. So this is an identity matrix is the first thing. So this is basically the definition what you will be learning, but I will make it simpler for you. See, if all the diagonal elements should be equal to 1, all diagonal elements should be equal to 1 and non-diagonal elements should be equal to 0. So in this example, if you can see, all diagonal elements are 1 and non-diagonal elements are 0. So in this example, so diagonal 1 1 0, diagonal 1, non-diagonal does not exist. So let us learn next matrix, that is 0 matrix. A matrix is said to be 0 matrix if all its elements or entries are equal to 0. You can see here all the elements are equal to 0, then this is known as 0 matrix. So let us learn equality of matrix. So what does equality of matrix mean? Two matrix, if you have two matrix, capital A is equals to square bracket Aij and B is equals to Bij, are said to be equal. They should have, the first condition is what? They have same order. They should have same order and each element of A corresponds to the element of B should be equal. It means what? For example, we will consider 1 2 0 4 is equal to another matrix which is of 1 2 0 4. We say these two matrices are equal because every element position same आहे, one हिकडा आहे म्हणजे हे भी हिकडच आहे, and order of the matrix is also 2 cross 2. Here it is also 2 cross 2. So these are nothing but equal matrix and order should be same. Okay, then only we call it as equal matrix.